Does
No.
he?
He sits up. He almost pushes himself up and sits up himself.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, he's super strong.
Aw.
See his eyes? Now you're
So
getting
sweet.
blinded though, buddy. They're
Hi,
kind of still that
Sandy.
grayish color. Hey,
That was a
Sandy.
great picture of you on before you turned the camera on.
Wow.
How dare
Welcome, everybody. It's time for recess.
Yes. Hi, Coach Bob.
Basically, open forum. We just chat about anything that comes to our mind during this hour. So we're glad to have you on board on this Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, or whatever time it happens to be where you are, because you are watching us right now. So we don't, we just talk. And I know that one thing that we wanted to share before we got going, at least as we started, we were talking a little bit about it, was the new podcast with Kelli Davis and Teri Hollis that is coming out. I don't see anything on the page yet, but subscribe to it.
It will premiere at 10:15 a.m. Pacific time. So just
there
subscribe.
we go. All right, so subscribe
after this is
now.
over.
We've posted the podcast link into, or at least the YouTube link into the chat. Fuck it and let's talk podcast.
Oh,
Yeah, so but you might see it as F***CK it.
Oh,
Let's
boy.
talk.
Parental warning.
Yeah.
Right. I can't use the actual word fuck, so I have to
Hi,
use
Kevin.
the asterisk. But
And I do say
But
it.
you all know, I mean, come on, we're talking we're talking Kelli and Teri here, especially after this last week. You pretty much know what to expect, right?
it's funny. I was gonna say I want to call it live with Teri and Kelli because it just sounds like Regis and Kelli.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I agree.
Hi, Lisa
Next week
Marie.
we'll do it live. We'll see. So
Hi, Star.
they did amazing. I'm excited for everybody to see it.
And we got Michael and Angela on here. That's cool. And then we got a new announcement. Dana Scratton is we're going to start that on 2:00 Pacific time on Wednesday. What is it? It's like I gotta remember it. It's like
Outwitting the Devil. We've talked about it a couple of times on the broadcast.
Outwitting the Devil. We're gonna go through a series and go through that book. I don't know if any of you are wanna outwit the devil, but that's what the book's all about. You got people like Coach Bob that it's like his personal friend. It's like
I wish. Yeah, no, I don't wish.
So,
Hi,
yeah,
Jane. Thanks
got a
for
few
coming
things
in.
coming up.
So what? I know that there's got to be some of you that are super happy and super bummed out because the playoffs with the football.
How about those Bills? Woo!
All I seen was a bunch of guys with these it looked like bricks on their heads, silver bricks on their heads.
Cheese grinders.
And I find out that they're cheese grinders because they.
Oh yeah.
they took care of Green Bay, so that was pretty
Not
funny.
a fan.
That was actually a very good game, though, when you think about it. I mean,
not really.
Several of the games this weekend were pretty close.
So hopefully Bob didn't lose too much money.
I don't bet anymore, Robert. It's just all lose. It's too hard.
I know. I had to rub it in. I sent him a picture with
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
with my
you
daughter.
fans, you.
Hey, none of our other New York teams were playing. We're really Giants fans, and I don't like the Jets.
I feel bad for you.
Oh, I want to tell my girlfriend about that.
That's like being a Vikings fan,
She's a
isn't
Jet
it?
fan.
But
Well, they did win a couple Super Bowls.
Hey, they were a New York team. That's why I went with them. And hey, my hunch was good.
I want the Rams.
Oh boy,
go Rams!
Hey, I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
and I'm actually. It's going to be interesting because I think tonight we'll settle the who plays next and how they play next. But yeah, I mean Rams and Niners, almost Chargers, although Chargers really weren't quite there yesterday.
Yeah, they didn't.
But having the three California teams in there for the playoffs, that was pretty nice.
Crazy.
How come no one's talking about the Seahawks? Come on, really?
Who?
Seahawks.
Who are they?
Well,
Seahawks.
they had a
Seahawks.
bye.
We're-
They had a
Yeah,
bye this
exactly.
week.
They had a
Corky,
bye.
I think we're talking about football.
Yeah. You about to see who's gonna school you in football.
Deb's
Oh,
showing her
boy.
colors. Look out!
No,
look
no,
out.
no. We can't do
Yes,
Kansas. We
yes,
can't do the
that's my-
Chiefs. I'm
that's-
so sick of Taylor Swift and Kelsey. I can't do
Oh,
that.
I don't like them either, but
High five, high five. Oh my God. Enough.
hey, I
Enough
don't have to
already.
like the players to like.
Hey, you won't get to see
No,
Kansas
I
City
like
for the rest of the
I
year.
like the owners.
Well, you know what's terrible is that my team, they're going to be fucked for the rest of their life because Jerry Jones won't retire until he at least gets 4 more Super Bowls. Like Dallas is going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's ending up like the Raiders, I think. Raiders are in the same, in my opinion. Raiders are in the same position. They just let them keep moving stadium to or city to city, but that doesn't change the management. Jets also.
Yeah. So I guess I'll just go for the Rams only because of Stafford.
So
It's crazy because my Terry's grandfather every holiday season we'd sit around and watch Dallas play. The Commanders. It's like no, it was Cowboys against the Indians, but it's but it's like you got and it was man that the Cowboy team used to be a really good team. I mean, holy cow. And so now they find people like Denny Hamlin, it's like, I don't know where I seen where Dak Prescott is one of the top 5 quarterbacks that have ever played the NFL. Just can't win a playoff game.
Well, that's how I feel about the Jets because they've had quarterbacks that have done pretty well away from the Jets.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold is a classic example. He was backup for a little while. In fact, I think he was backup to Aaron Rodgers and just couldn't do it even when Aaron Rodgers got hurt. He goes over to Minnesota and boom. And then now he's just he's kicking butt.
You become who you hang around.
The energy was
Well, it's like Stafford couldn't do shit in Detroit, and then he left and went, and now look at him.
Yeah, that was an interesting one because you had Stafford and Goff, and they just switched, and they
Switched
both
over.
and they both did very well for their respective new teams. So it was just like that.
We're gonna have to take a moment and watch Kevin drag race his Souther semi truck.
Yeah.
can I change the subject?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just bursting to say something to Terry. I just want to say I'm just so proud of you. I love following you. I mean, every day I'm like, oh, how did that feel, Terry, to make that post or to do that? It's like I'm living vicariously through you.
Oh.
What post did you post?
I don't know. Which
Which one you
Posted
talking about, Deb?
The podcast.
Yeah, the podcast.
It's now
Oh, okay.
No,
Yeah.
and she's posting daily and she's making up her own stuff to say with some of the stuff that she posts. And I mean, I'm just, like I said, I'm just living vicariously through you. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I just love watching your progress.
She's been pinning it up for a long time. So now
I
all of a sudden,
know. Like,
like
how
she's-
doesn't it feel good though? Really? Truly?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I get a lot of no's too,
Oh yeah, well we all do, but
Yeah.
I've been getting no's my whole life with
yeah.
so-
When it deals with people's health or wanting to make money, it is pretty interesting to watch people go. So wait a minute. You know how not to have a job and make a lot of money and travel the world and help people? Yeah. Not for me.
For me, I'm like
Not
it.
yeah, not for me. I'd rather struggle. And it's like
Watch my family members, with health problems struggle. It's just a mind fuck for me. I just don't get it. And it's very
Oh, I
annoying
know.
for me.
Yeah, I know it is. I'm so over that now. I just expect it. And I just don't even go there. Why would I put myself in that situation to even for them to, I don't want to argue with them about it or, oh, you're doing another one of these MLM thing. What, I don't want to hear it. So I don't go around it. And
Yeah.
I I can honestly say that since you joined, it's like I hear Robert a little bit differently now. And I think I got it when it comes to I'm really um if somebody says no to me, I know my heart is right. I really honestly want you to take this product because I think it'll make you healthy and I think it'll make you money. I honestly believe that. And I will plant the seed and I'm letting God grow it. I'll let him grow. I'll plant the seed
Yep.
and you say yes or no, it doesn't matter because
Yeah.
it's out of my hands then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's so I feel better now about if they say no, it's like, all right, God, well, you knew they were going to say no, you know,
Yeah.
you know. So I planted the seed. I did my job,
Right. Yeah.
and so I kind of like I was able to see that clearer
Hmm.
just recently where the
I was
no.
telling her, that. I was saying that I think when people hear the numbers I go through and over, all 39 years of just being consistent and hi Christian and just, really, really just being so focused. When people hear me, like someone even sent a post yesterday to me and they went, "Oh, congratulations on getting all your product, but who can actually go out there and personally enroll 57 people?" You know what I mean? And I'm going like,
Not you.
yeah, it's like, and I even seen someone post underneath there that just went, that ain't never happening for me. And I'm going like, yeah, it definitely won't.
Right.
It's like,
Whether
it's
you think you
like,
can or you think you can't, you're right.
That's
I know what, sort of going back to the football thing, but I seen one of the little shorts that were going around where Tom Brady was, and one of the commentators on the football game. And because he's who he is, he's like, listen, there really isn't any problem throwing in the wind. All you need to do is do this, this, and this. And he was talking about all the analytical stuff on how he knew how to throw a football in the wind. And he's like acting like everybody else should understand this. He's like, listen, if you feel a wind gust, you just tip the nose this way and you throw it like this, and people are like going, here's a guy with a bunch of Super Bowl rings. It sounds like it's pretty easy for him to throw in the wind. And everybody else is going like, what the hell are you talking about? But really, really, really cool.
Well, isn't it like all the different driving things, Robert, for NASCAR? You know, how they make all the slight adjustments depending on the track or maybe the different
Yeah.
conditions, rain versus sun versus cold
I just
versus
wish that
warm.
someone could mentally in their mind. I just wish that everyone would go, I don't know how I'm going to get better at this if I don't do it.
Yeah.
That to me, that's like I want to get through the suck period as fast as possible. So it just, let me just suck at this as much as possible so I can start getting gooder at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But thank you for bringing that up, Deborah. I agree. I'm so proud of her.
Some might be offended by what I say, and I apologize, but on my podcast,
But
I feel different about some things, and a lot of people feel different than me, and I voiced my opinion, and it's
that's
just my
good.
opinion.
And
So,
that's good. You should.
I mean, my kids don't agree with me about it either, but hey, I'm just older than them, and
Terry's an eye for an eye kind of person,
yeah.
and so
Oh my God.
if you got somebody out there, that's what is the word? A little more compassion, and Terry's like some guy in Wyoming caught a wolf and taped it up with duct
Well,
tape and brought it.
Couple of times with his snowmobile, and then he taped it, and then he took it in the bar, and everybody oohed and awed over it, and then they killed it.
Oh.
And I'm like, well, I'm going to Wyoming, and I'm going to learn how to shoot a gun. I'll walk in the bar and shoot him right in the fucking face.
She's like,
I'm going to run him over with the snowmobile.
I'm right there with you, Terry.
I-
Seriously.
and what's the deal about you dragging them? What was that? It was like that's when Kyle thought you were getting out of control. Where you were going to drag him in the streets first.
Oh yeah, I'll listen. Come on.
Oh my God, I love her. Yeah, I swear my daughter could be her daughter. They
Yeah.
are so much.
Defenseless, animals are defenseless. So I mean,
Yeah.
just leave them alone. You're where they live. Everybody's like, oh my God, we got bears and everything coming down because you're moving where they live.
I know,
Exactly.
right?
Surprise.
We have that same thing with the mountain lions right
know.
around here.
Oh.
Is that and it's like they were here first.
Yeah,
And
it's so annoying.
yeah.
That's why I am
If you
looking
get
so
attacked, you got to
forward.
understand you're in their territory.
Yeah. Yep. Shouldn't be surprised.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's-
Anyway, that's one of my bugaboos. I don't like people being mean to animals. I think they should get the same treatment. I'll tie them to a tree, hang some meat on them, and let the bear come eat them.
That's why your podcast is so great. I mean, you've got a whole lot, and you have so much material out here of
Yeah.
stuff that's just messed up in this world.
Yeah, it's
That
Yeah.
I love it because, I agree with you so far. I'm right there with you. I
there's
go,
there's this principle that I heard. This is from Roger Penske. Before I got involved in network marketing, but he was going. He would constantly tell us this comment about, if because people would get in, and as soon as you just became part of Penske racing team, right? And it wouldn't take long before, as you're walking through the crowd and people are yelling some of the most awful things at you. And I'm like, I'm looking up and some of the other crew is like looking up and even one of the guys brought it up and he's going like, wow, there's a lot of people that don't say very nice things while we're walking between the bleachers and stuff. And the guy's going like, he said, if they're not talking about you, you're not doing anything. He just kept telling us all the time. And that reminds me of that Jeff Gordon story where Jeff Gordon used to go to the winged races all the time, sprint cars with his father. And there was a guy named Steve Kinzer. And I mean, just like Kyle Larson is now, this guy, every time he raced, they would even draw things and they would put him in the back of the pack and he would win. And as soon as he won, and win, the whole crowd would start booing. And Jeff Gordon says, I can remember I was so young and I'm going like he won. Why is there booing him? And he was like, because he wins too much.
remember that.
And Jeff Gordon was going, and Jeff Gordon said the first time that I got out of the car, and it was like his third world championship and everybody was booing. He was going, I made it. I've now
Getting back to football, you could say that about Tom Brady too. I mean,
yeah,
there are a
I've
lot of
turned
people-
the whole crowd is against me now because I win too much. So how many people want people booing you? No, I'm kidding.
for the right reason.
Thanks for me. It doesn't matter to me.
But no,
Yeah,
that's why I brought it up. It's like if
Like
people,
you said, Robert, get me through the suck period. Go ahead and boo me now.
yeah, it's like, man, you can't pay your bills and you can't give to widows and orphans if you're worried about people yelling at you and calling you names and stuff. Corky and I, we've gone back and forth with this a lot because, Corky starts doing his Santa and all of a sudden he's got all these people that are so-called Christians and they're out like, hey, that's pagan, that's Satanism. Why are you talking about Santa? He wasn't real. And I'm like going, holy cow, that's
They are the worst, the most hypocritical, judgmental assholes.
I call them pretend Christians.
Oh, listen,
Yeah.
I'm getting
I've even got death threats. I get them every now and then.
Unbelievable.
Ugly, the most demonic death
Oh.
threats.
Wow.
And they
I'm-
find out my phone number. They find out
Ooh.
yeah.
Ooh.
I've had stuff sent to my house,
Wow.
Oh, that's
like where did
Have you
this
been
come
have you
from?
been swatted, Corky?
Been what?
Swatted?
Swatted. No,
Do you know
I
what that
don't know.
is? So as a streamer and stuff, something that happens, you guys, sorry if this is noisy.
I think I've
No.
heard this. I think I've heard this.
Yeah, basically what someone will do is they'll figure out what your address is, and then they'll call the police in your area and say that
Oh,
you're
that's
holding
right,
someone
yeah.
hostage with a gun. And
Yeah.
so all the police will show up in their SWAT uniforms aiming guns at your house. And people have died from this. Like they'll open their door to come out and the cops will just shoot them.
Oh my gosh.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I know about it, but that's crazy.
I
Yeah,
never heard
it
of
happens.
that. Oh, that is
Yeah, I've heard that. No, I have not, fortunately.
oh,
Thank
I don't
God.
know.
You know?
I think that might be kind of cool. Then I've arrived.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's look at it positively.
Well, I got a couple of family members right now that are because I'm involved in this AI. Like I'm getting messages and memes and stuff that this is the Antichrist and this is the mark of 666. Oh my, all this.
So many experts out
And
there.
that's exactly why I'm doing it. Isn't that great?
Yeah, so many experts out there. It's just like
Just tell them, Deb. They probably my joke with people when they say it's the Antichrist or something like that. I just tell them I'm like that age old story. It's like, okay, so if you're drowning and you ask God for help, and He sends you a helicopter and a boat, and you go, no, I'm waiting for God. It's like, okay, well, AI gives you like the health benefits that we're all gonna get from her are massive. I'm putting teething tablets in his mouth. That's why I'm doing this.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a great comeback. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
honestly, I'm like, why do you need to see technology as the enemy, every single element of it? It's like people said the same shit about the internet. They said the same shit about
Yes.
video games. It's like I come from the world of just like, okay, well, here's another tool that makes you more free. Why isn't that?
Right. Yeah.
If you believe in it, why isn't that God given? You now have less barriers and more freedom. So like, what?
Right.
How
Wait
is it a
Matt,
bad
wait
thing?
a minute, Matt. You know, isn't that what they said about the automobile compared to the horse and the buggy?
yeah.
Well, anything, right? It's like the
Yep.
all the farmers are going to lose their jobs because tractors now exist, and it's like,
Yeah.
what are you going to do? Not use tractors and fall behind? Like,
Yeah. Right.
Well, I come from enough generations that I tell them, I'm like, I started off on you remember the Wilmer one right system? You had one pegboard, had all your sheets, and that did your deposits, your liabilities and assets. It wrote a check. But it was through carbon paper. You had to.
What? What are you talking about?
Fax
What
machines?
Excel? That we have Excel spreadsheets now that do that. We used to have to do it by hand. Yeah, so that's how long ago it was. Had to be in the 70s.
Sounds like accountant talk. You guys are really smart people. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Whenever you did the books, any place that you worked at, you had to do it with paper before computers came out.
Yeah.
And
What was it in school? Making copies with the mimeograph machine?
Yes, and the carbon paper.
And the credit card machines, you put the credit card down in there and put the paper with the carbon copy and,
Yeah, I mean, but people my age, they know what I'm talking about when I say Wilmer one right. I'm like, do you still want to be back there? I go, I started off on the wraparound computer.
Typewriters.
Yeah, typewriters. Yeah. 2 years old, my dad had me on a typewriter.
The microfiche.
Yeah.
What was before typewriters? I think that's as far back as I go was typewriters, I think.
I would say the printing press and then
Yeah,
handwritten notes.
yeah, all the
Yeah.
way to AI now. And I'm like, I mean, it has been such an enhancement for I feel sorry for the women that are in my age range, 70s. They have no computer knowledge at all. They can't even hardly use their telephone.
Yeah.
You know,
I
and
think I'm sorry. It looks like Coach Bob farted.
what happened? Oh, what?
Are you?
I just do that. It's a habit. It's a habit. I just do that.
Called? What's that called when they? Which end of the sheets? What's that?
Where are you going, Craig?
They do that
Where are
too,
you
Coach Bob.
going with this, Craig?
No,
The Dutch oven?
Going.
Deb Grady, we were talking about the hat, so here it is.
Oh, there it is.
So
Oh, with the earmuffs.
It's built right in, and it's also got front as well. So it just all I have to do
Check
is
that out. Oh, wow, that's really cool. Yeah. I know. Yeah, when he told the story about the hat, I was just like, I want to see the hat.
Yeah. No, I just remembered. It's like, perfect place to share the hat.
Yeah, I think isn't it funny? We're just always talking about change and how people just don't like change. You know, it's like people do stuff and it's like, hi Christian. It's just amazing how people just when the internet came out and I put videos online. Can you guys imagine that? It was called Google Video before YouTube. And I was telling people, can you imagine you don't have to go to somebody's house to show them a VHS tape? You could just share this link to them. And believe it or not, still to this date, I still have people that reach out to me going, you know, I really should put some of my videos on YouTube. Now I'm going, really? What a concept that would be. I still have people from old school. They like eyeball to eyeball, belly button to belly button. You know, it's like I got to look a person in their eyes before I can make a decision with them. And I'm going like, whatever, you know. And then the same thing they'll ask me is like, well, how do you build a group internationally?
Come on.
Right after that, they'll say, how'd you get so many people in Hungary? You know what I mean? Well, I have them fly over here and meet me at my house. And it's like, what? Really? No. Yeah, people are a trip, man.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I know. They just don't like, change. And then, and the older that you get, the harder it is, a lot of my peers dropped out because they feel like they're behind now. It's like, well, I kept up with it when I was working, I was on a typewriter and, did all this, stuff. But now that I'm not working anymore, I don't feel qualified. They're just AI is like, there's no way I would attempt that. I would never be able to learn that.
It's easier than anything that I've ever learned.
Me too.
For
like,
as far as like, and that's on purpose. That's by design. Like artificial intelligence is the next set of everything, because to be honest, like here's how it worked before. We had very smart, intelligent people write code. Zeros, ones, eventually that turned into multiple different coding languages that are the backbones for basically everything we use, from Zoom to everything, right? Even me talking to this microphone is zeros and ones. Now, artificial intelligence, basically that's how we communicated with computers. You had to learn how to speak computer. Now what's happening is the computers are now learning how to speak human and go, okay, is this what you want? And then do everything else. So they not only speak human very well, but they speak computer the best of anything. So it's like, I saw somebody the other day and they said, because they use Adobe Premiere, which is an editing software, right, for videos. And they said, I wanted labels, but I wanted the labels to be colored more than the colors that are in there. And if you've used Premiere, you know that you can label certain things so you know where things are. And so they went, okay, well, let's see how good these tools really are. So he went to Google Gemini, and said, I want it to make a Adobe Premiere plugin that gives me more colors. And within 5 minutes, Gemini had coded the plugin and he was already using it.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh. That is,
And
I
people are
know,
like,
it
"Oh,
just
are you
blows
gonna
my
sell it?"
mind.
And he's like, "Are you gonna sell it?" And he's like, "Yeah, here it is for 99 cents."
Oh
And it's
my
like,
God. It's just, I'm just like, where have you been all my life is how I feel. You know,
right.
I don't think those,
And anybody that talks to you about energy too, just remind them that hamburgers are 10x more energy to make one hamburger than it is to generate videos or anything with AI. They
okay,
always
yeah,
will
that's
say,
another,
Any
yeah.
"Hey,
anybody that
listen."
always focus on listening to somebody else's
Well,
BS is like
the one I get the most is that it's taking everybody's jobs.
Yes.
good. You shouldn't be working.
That's right.
Well, that's
I made a post about that. It says, "Why the hell would somebody get up at 6:30 in the morning to go fight traffic?" It's a big post. I just made it 24 hours ago. But yeah, it's like it's crazy.
I
Yeah,
keep
I
thinking
just
of the Carousel of Progress at Disneyland, where they say it's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, and how technology will help ease our lives and make things easier for us. And then, of course, here we are we're seeing that happen as well. How people don't need to work down the road; they'll be able to work less and less hours. But then there's the other side now
yeah,
that
human
is coming
purpose
out.
is really caught up in work. So like the difficulty is that we don't know. We went through a period of time where we had to work to survive, and now we're in a place where we have to work to live. It's not like you're gonna die if you don't work. You just be homeless. You know what I mean? Or there's things that exist. Back in the day, you just die. You know what I mean? If you didn't work, you didn't have a choice. You didn't work the fields. You didn't live. You know what I mean? And so now, as artificial intelligence starts to take over, and a lot more jobs are lost, like they're not posting the job numbers anymore because they're severe. Like they're severely bad, and it's only going to get much, much worse, very exponentially quickly over the next year. And that all comes from a place of, the fear of losing a job is the fear of losing your purpose. But in a sense, it's like
Your
99% of people,
identity.
I would say most people are not connected to their work anymore. It's not like it was back in the day where you like picked something and went all the way with a career. Everybody that's young has had like 8
Tons.
jobs, 10
Yep.
jobs.
Yeah.
Because the truth of the matter is it's like if you go work at Holiday Inn Express, odds are they're only going to keep you on for a year because they don't want to raise your money, and they're not going to give you a raise. They expect you to leave, right? They expect you to bail and go somewhere else.
Built-in
And
turnover.
yeah, the turn.
Yeah.
So like that churn and stuff, I think that's why the younger generation, not the youngest generation, but at least my generation is very pro AI, is because it's like we grew up in a time where we didn't get any of the benefits of working, right?
Yeah.
So you imagine a whole
right.
generation that grew up that didn't
Yeah.
get any of the benefits that the other generations did from
Right.
working hard. And so now you're just like, screw this. Like, I don't like this system at all. So
Hmm.
for people that are older, I could see it being like, wait a minute, like the whole system's gonna change. What do you mean? And it's like, for us, it's like, please let this fucking system change, please. Like, we
Yeah.
don't want to do this anymore. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
wow.
Well,
Thank
people on here, I would like to take a group of people that are in their 60s or older, right? And ask any of them if they had a job for 40 years. See, that was the generation before us that got to pull that off.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean? They retired, they got the gold, they got the
Paid
Gold
more.
watch.
they got the gold watch, they got the really nice retirement, you know what I mean? That got passed on.
$1,000 a month.
That got passed on to your spouse after you died. I mean, just really, really true good stuff, and then all of a sudden you find these people that all of a sudden these corporations found ways to take that away from people. So now you heard that people were like, forced into retirement before they wanted to go into
Well,
retirement. So,
I'll be straight up honest with you. We were competing against one another in that period of time, and then once the world economy started to happen, and you were competing against the Chinese, you're competing against other forms of labor. We just couldn't compete, and we still can't, which is why we've fallen so far behind. We don't make anything anymore. Is because to be honest, like I made this joke the other day. I'm doing all this programming and all this AI stuff in the background, and I send it to Craig and my dad, and I'm going, I finally got a video that comes out 15 seconds long, and like consistently, which is harder to do than you'd think. And I said to my dad and Craig, and I said, I'm on Discord with a bunch of people, and not one of them is white. Not one. Everybody's Chinese and Indian. Every single one of these programmers, every single one of these intelligent people, they've got us like beat to the punch. The H-1B visas that come over, a lot of the people that work at OpenAI and Google are not from here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we can't hire American labor to teach or to do any of this technology. They're just not, they don't know it. And they're not going to catch up in time either. So that's the unfortunate part.
Yeah, that's so crazy. But
It
now,
is.
now I understand like your generation, like where my grandson is coming with his, I'm like, you're being raised tradition. You're not doing the traditional, my dad was 40 years. So, we moved every year. So that's why I had 80 jobs because he got to stay 40 years with the military. I had to move every year with him. So, but we're just kind of used to most people, 20 years and retire.
Yep.
And I mean, my grandson comes along and that's just like foreign to him. I mean, like, do what? That's not even, like a thought.
Yeah.
Wait, you hear so many different twists on stuff. Terry and I watched a guy. Do you remember his name? He was a Hispanic, young Hispanic comedian, and oh my God, he was funny. I think I posted in the group what his name was. Sent it to Matt. And again, because he's talking about cultures, right? He was talking about just a couple of funny things where he
His
said,
name's Marcello Hernandez.
yeah,
The special's
Marcello
called American.
Hernandez. And he was doing the crack up about, you could tell that he was rubbing people wrong because he said that he was having difficulty in school. So what his teacher did is told him to go to the counselor. And the counselor gave him some tests and did some stuff and then told him that he was ADD, right? So then both his teacher and the counselor in the school knew he was ADD. So he went home and told his mom, and his mom corrected him and told him he didn't. And it's like, so he goes, well, what do you mean? And she said that she got in his face so hard that she was saying like, I grew up in another country and we didn't have any money. And then I found a way to get to the United States and it wasn't even my language. And I had to do these jobs and all while she was in his face, she stopped and she looked at him and said, did you see how focused you were on me telling you that you don't have ADD? He's going like, yeah, because I thought I was going to get my ass kicked. I had to focus on you. And she said, so you can focus if it's important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the other one that was pretty controversial is at the end of his deal, he was talking about, that he said, there's all these Americans that are mad at the Latinos for taking their job. And he goes, listen, it's not just that we're taking your jobs, but just understand when I show up for a job, I get there early and I give it my all. And I'm not asking for a personal day for mental illness.
That's right.
And I thought, he's going, for my culture that's Latino, taking Americans' jobs is easy because they're worried about getting their feelings hurt. And we've got our feelings hurt by being raised by our parents.
Yeah.
So what was the other thing? Oh, he was going, I messed up one day and told my mom that I was depressed. And she's going, let me tell you about depression. And he said that she sounded like a rap song, because she was saying, I grew up through this and my mom and dad did this. And, and she was going through, how parents do sometimes, telling their kids how bad their lives were, and that you're not going through anything because my life was worse than yours.
Yeah, exactly.
But he was he was really, really, really funny comedian.
That is funny.
But all he was doing is talking about cultures, and we know how different cultures are. But it's like, immigrants. You always hear about immigrants and how difficult they are on their children because they constantly have to remind them what their parents and they did to get them to America.
Mm-hmm.
If you constantly have this thing all the time being beat on that, listen, we sacrificed all this. And, it was like he never really talked about his father. And I didn't really look it up, but, probably a classic Latino father, probably doing 3 jobs. He probably wasn't around. You know what I mean? But it's good to hear people's different cultures. I know that we watched a guy that was a comedian, and he was saying how upset his mom and dad was because he's Indian and he's a comedian, and he's like, my parents wouldn't even tell their friends what I did for a living because it wasn't a doctor. It's like, listen, my kid tells jokes for a living. It's like, what is he, a loser? So it is interesting with all the different cultures for sure. Anyone?
Anybody else watch anything funny over the weekend? Or we watched F1 with Brad Pitt. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, thanks, Matt.
It was really good.
Boy, when you really understand the hero's journey, you just watch the whole hero's journey, go through that. Here's an old guy, you know what I mean? Teaching the young guy. It's pretty interesting, going through the struggles and then
Things that the young guy did to work out, and then Brad Pitt's he's doing jogging and he's throwing balls and he's doing all this other stuff, and by the end, the young guy's doing the same stuff. Yeah, it was good. We were gonna watch it the other night, and I was like, I don't know, but I really liked it. Not just because Brad Pitt was in it, but I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah, we told you guys about watching Covenant. That was pretty good. Anybody else watch any good movies that they liked?
No, but I'm gonna blame Terry for this. Remember, I told you I only had one channel. I don't ever turn my TV on.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Okay, and it was Highway to Heaven. Well, I moved my TV from one end of the room to the other, and I must have done something hooking up the cable, because now I have 2 choices, Highway to Heaven or Landmark. And I'm like, Landmark? I go, Terry keeps talking about this. So now I'm hooked on it.
Landmark or
Landman?
Landman?
No, Landman, the nasty one. I got the heaven and hell. I'm like, choices now. I'm like, I'm just used to, like, when I can't go to sleep, I'm like, let me just watch Highway to Heaven. That'll put me to sleep. And now it's like, Landman. I'm like, I can't go to sleep. I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, that's good.
Did you say the nasty one?
Well, I mean, compared to, I'm just saying because even my daughter, she's like, Mom is watching Landman. I can't believe you're watching it. I go, I know, I can't believe I am either, but it's really good. I really like it.
I just think he's done such a great job in that show, Billy Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelly, Deborah, you got anything to say? I wanted to welcome you guys. I just seen you on here.
Hi, Deborah.
I want to get past season 2, episode 1 for Landman. That was a little slow. Of course, introducing Sam Elliott's character, I thought, okay, fine.
Oh, I did make it up there. And I just read something about him today too, that he would not portray a younger man. He wanted to show what it really feels like to be his age and not be able to do the things.
Isn't he like 81 or something?
Yeah.
82.
Yeah. I know, and
You'll like the last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, don't give it. He's 81. Yeah, don't give it away.
Anybody watch the Golden Globes? I did.
No.
I did. You bet I did.
rehearsing
Deborah loves
last
the
night.
award shows.
Oh, you bet.
I love Jason Bateman. So when they brought them three out, it was so funny. I just think he's so I just really like Jason
Now,
Jason Bateman. Love Jason Bateman.
now Terry, for you guys that are doing podcasts, they now have awards for podcasts.
Yeah,
It's
isn't that great?
yeah.
Terry, have you seen those new pictures of Jason Bateman floating around? The ones with him all sexy and his
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
I just think he's hilarious. His timing when he says stuff, I just think he's hilarious. And I thought Julia Roberts last night was super funny too. Everybody stood up for her and she's like, "Wow, this is gonna make my
It's
head
funny.
real big."
People were giving Judd Apatow shit, but I thought he was the funniest guy there.
Yeah, he was good. He was good too.
He was real good.
I'll have to watch the replay.
I'd go on the internet and find out who won.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I usually do. I don't get it on TV to begin with, so.
Yeah, the question about the Golden Globes, though, that everybody always keeps asking is how drunk are they going to be by the end of the show?
Isn't that the one where it's a big party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get food and
Yeah.
But they didn't seem like out of it at all.
No, they didn't.
And
No.
it was like old Hollywood. It was like all the classy stars were there, the ones that, like you said, Julie Roberts. They said, is George Clooney going to grace us and fly in from Italy? Well, he did. He was there. And, there was a lot of big stars there that just were awesome to see. And they're in all these great movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love a group of people that are smart enough to build an award show around themselves. That's
That's good,
How
Robert.
many different ones?
Snoop Dogg was the one that gave the podcast one. He was like so stoned. It was just funny. When he come out dancing, he looked great, but he's super funny. He's
Who
like,
was
I've been
that?
here
I'm sorry.
too long. So what do you guys want from me?
Who was that?
Snoop Dogg gave out the
okay.
podcast award.
Yeah. Has anybody seen or listened to, Amy Schumer's podcast that won?
No,
haven't
no, I
either.
forget about listening to podcasts.
Yeah, you could just listen to podcasts online just as long as you got Wi-Fi. There's so many great podcasts out there now.
I was gonna say my parents are not like YouTube podcast watchers too much.
Yeah.
Like I think, Dad, you watch on occasion. You'll watch podcasts, but you're not.
I
don't
watch
consume YouTube.
podcasts. I watch podcasts, Matt, when you send me a link to one.
Right.
Me too.
It's like Matt knows the kind of stuff I like to listen to, so he'll send me a podcast. Go, yeah, they're talking about. So I'm up on AI. All the stuff with NVIDIA and stuff like that. I know that someone mentioned that we just don't make anything in the United States anymore. And it's like, holy cow, how fast is that changing? I think it was Matt. It was like, it's like all these major corporations now going, hey, we're building it all in the United States. So in a blink of an eye, to see all these companies buying power plants to support their data centers.
Hey, listen, they can make the thing is like they need power for the transformers and the things to train the AI. We still, and this has failed like a couple of times. We still don't make any. NVIDIA doesn't make anything, right? Every single thing they invent goes over to Taiwan and gets made by the transistor company over in Taiwan.
Wow.
And that's the majority of the planet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you sent me a deal where I just recently listened to him, and he said every new chip that they develop will be done in the United States.
That's the hope. I hope that that's the case because I think China definitely wants.
They're forcing it because the orange guy thinks that it's all about security. You know what I mean?
It is because if China goes and grabs Taiwan or even messes with it a little bit, that will put the United States in almost a straight up halt on AI innovation and put China, which is very close, months away, in a very great position to win. So it's like, yeah, it can't happen.
No,
Yeah.
it ain't happening.
I think I just I don't know. I just know everything that I deal with in life is going to be okay. People can try to scare me of the future, but they've been trying to do that since I was a kid. So
I'm expecting, hey,
I
listen,
I tell Matt this all the
harsh
time.
times
It's
bring
like,
innovation. I'm optimistic that if they did take Taiwan, that some kid in his garage would invent a new
Yeah.
transistor, and then
yeah,
we would just be doing something completely new. So
yeah. I tell Matt all the time. It's very hard to scare a group of people that used to have to go through on a monthly basis a nuclear scare where we all had to crawl underneath our desks.
Oh, I
You know what
remember
I mean?
that.
Yeah, so Matt keeps telling me, "Oh my God!" Sometimes he gets in the deal. It's like the world's going to end, and I'm going like, for kids that always were told that Russia was going to attack us, and we had to hide under our desk because of a nuclear warhead coming. Like that would have really helped us being underneath that desk. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
True.
nowadays they wouldn't even have you do the drill. They would just all of a sudden the nuke would hit and everybody be gone. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
don't need to do the drill anymore.
when Kennedy got shot, everybody in my classroom was like, "The communists are here. The communists have taken." Yeah, I know it was crazy.
That's just thinking of that. It's just like so bizarre.
Isn't it
What was
bizarre?
that? What was that movie that was out that was about all those kids in a high school that decided they were going to
War
go
games?
Red
No,
Dawn.
Red Dawn?
Red Dawn. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Red Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like crazy. So it's like after I always joke and I go after 1999 and Prince coming out with a song and I'm gonna party like it's 1999 and
Love that song.
Y2K is coming out. It's going to destroy us all. And, they really take it to the furthest deal. It's like with no computers, we have no electricity. With no electricity, you can't buy groceries or you can't get gasoline and we're all dead. You know what I mean? And then you wake up the next day and you're going, okay, that's the fourth time you've done this to me. It's like, so now when me being that my age now, when I hear the world's going to be destroyed, I'm going like, nah, I'm not falling for that one. It's like, what are you going to do about it anyway, right, Corky?
Right. It's coming. Be prepared. It's coming. That's why I guess what's so much on my mind is always being on purpose. What did God create you to
Yeah.
do? And you just focus on that the hardest you can. Draw near to Him, and as best as you can.
Amen.
Always look for
Amen.
His guidance in your life. And
I always hear
you'll be
this
just fine.
statement. I always hear this statement all the time. It's usually people that are in doing extreme sports. You know what I mean? And it's like, that guy died. He was doing parachuting. You know what I mean? Or those people that move like 100 miles an hour with a
Oh,
wingsuit.
paragliding or
Yeah, and they're jumping.
wing gliding.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you always hear this statement. It's like, well, that's sad. He died doing what he loved most. So he probably died with a smile on his face. And I was going like, that's what I do every day. I every day, all day, I just want to connect with people and give them hope and make them feel better, give them a belief that, they can do it too. And so if I go, I'm probably going to have a smile on my face.
Me too.
I'll be talking to somebody that are like, hey, he was on a Zoom when he went. Might not be so good for the people on the Zoom, but I'll still be talking. They'll probably have something else. But Matt's going to convert us all to a different technology by then. It's like
Oh yeah.
But
people talk about Zoom like they talked about walkie-talkies. You know what I mean? It's like AI is going to, I'm looking forward to that.
yeah, but
Speaking of Zooms, Robert, yesterday's Sunday with you was amazing. I listened to a lot of Sunday sermons before you because I physically can't get to the church right now. But I just call your Sunday sermon with Pastor Robert. I love it.
That's funny.
Well, thank
That
you,
was
Deborah. Yeah, that's how fast life can change too. I mean, when I started Unlimited Wisdom, it's like, a part of that is like, listen, the reason you're going to do this is you're going to share, your closeness and the way that you run your life by being led by God, and are you going to be that bold? Are you going to go out there and really tell people? And it's like, I know that all of you that are believers, when you believe in something, are you bold enough to tell people? That's always been, and believe it or not, it wasn't because of my belief. It was always, I have to get over that, I'm always worried about offending people. I'm always worried about, like why would I be worried about offending an atheist or an agnostic? It's like, but I always just thought,
I was gonna
man,
say we're not offended. It's fine.
Yeah.
I hear it all the time, all day. So
yeah, it's like they, like I heard someone recently said, and I think it's funny when they say this, is I hear people right now constantly saying, listen, I don't have enough faith to be an atheist. It takes a lot of, imagination, power, and faith to think that everything that's nothing makes nothing, that turns into incredible miracles of nothing. I just, my mind can't gather, I gotta believe in an imaginary something, not a nothing.
Absolutely.
yeah, I feel like it's probably the same in the opposite direction. It's like I can't imagine believing in all that stuff. So it's like, it's interesting, you know what I mean? It's like, for me, I've always come from the place of like, I'm very analytical and scientific, and I also love history. I might even do some AI stuff with history, but I have a tattoo of Horus on my arm, the Egyptian god, right? And I have Zeus here, right? Both of them are sons of God. So Horus is the son of Ra, and Zeus is the son of what's his name? The Titan. Anyway,
but they are make believe, right?
They're all stories. So the difference is Horus. Look, you guys can look this up. Ask GPT. Horus was born of a virgin, born on the 25th. Was sacrificed, came back, cured people of diseases, and all this was thousands of years before. So it's like it. The thing for me is not to disprove it. It's just like my analytical brain believes that they're all stories. They're parables. They're things to learn from. I don't believe Horus is real just as much as I don't believe Moses was real. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like in the same sense. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry if that offends anybody, but that's just where I've always come from. When I initially got into loving like mythology, I realized for myself personally that it'll be interesting to see if it'll happen in my lifetime. I don't think it will, because I think there's like a resurgence of Christianity in the Bible. But I would love to play with the myths in the Bible without people getting offended. Like I'd love to tell the story of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse and just get that on film and
Do
just
it.
show
And the
what
people
that
that
would
are
look like.
offended do it anyway. The people that are offended. Who cares?
Well, here's the funny thing.
I think there will be more people not offended than offended.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree. And I think like in a lot of ways it's like
stories though, man. I love it because it's stories, like I shared with you that when you find someone that really loves a story and you hear them tell it, like I brought up, Kyle going into talking about Iron Man getting killed and now they're bringing him back. You know what I mean? But you hear Kyle talk about that, and it's like he gets so passionate about it, and he's telling the story about this thing that happened, and there's not one person, even if I was an atheist, after he got so excited about telling me this story and what's new and coming out, I wouldn't go, well, you do know that's bullshit, right? You do know that's make believe.
He'd probably say, yeah.
Yeah, he would say, yeah, I get it. I know.
But it
all came from Stan Lee.
That Yeah, so that's always been my point with
God
people
standing.
that it's okay for you to think what you think. It's just when you tell somebody that what they're passionate and excited about is bullshit. It's like
Yeah, no, I don't think any of it's bullshit. I love stories. So like I'm a huge fan
I
of
love
storytelling.
stories. Yeah.
And so like to me, I love looking back. One of my favorite things to do is to like look back and look at the origins of a story. And that's where this came from. Is it's like
Yeah.
I can look back and see the origins of these very human stories well before like Islam and Christianity even existed or even like talked about, you know what I mean? And so that comes from a place of me just going, one of my most excited, I cannot wait for this, you guys. But like this summer, Christopher Nolan's coming out with a new film, The Odyssey, based off of Homer's Odyssey. That is Greek mythology to a T. I think it's going to be really fun and really cool. Oh, no.
I know, Rita.
I was just gonna say you're being competed against. It's like Ezra's like,
Matt,
let me tell you a story.
Yeah, is he?
Matt,
Well, I'm
now
going to tell him a
have
bunch
to
of stories.
Matt,
So,
now I'm
I'm
gonna
just-
have to look into your tattoos. See, stuff like that intrigues me. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to look in. I mean, that's how my creative mind works. It's like I want to know more about this now. I never, heard that take on it, and I'm always investigating. Like let me consider this viewpoint.
Yeah.
And I just
Well, I appreciate it. I do the same.
love. It's kind of like yin yang almost.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
like,
All right, guys, I got stuff to
Thank
do.
you, Matt.
Recess is over.
All right. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks everyone for
guys.
sharing, and thanks for
Thank you.
everyone getting on. I love you and I appreciate you. Have a great week.
I hope you're not
Don't
a
forget
Hey.
tomorrow,
podcast.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, we've got Daily Wisdoms at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. So we're going to see you then, as well as all of the other stuff, which is on the calendar in Unlimited Wisdom. Please check that out. And as well, some of these new updates, especially Teri and Kelli's podcast and the upcoming session of Outwitting the Devil with us and Dana Scranton. So that'll be on
See, on a
Wednesday, 2
podcast,
p.m.
on a podcast, you could have guests on your podcast.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
you
can.
can.
I'm going to link
cool.
it in chat here because it premieres in 13 minutes. So there it is.
Woo! Nice.
Go subscribe and watch. It was fun.
YouTube.
So
Okay.
It was
All
our
right.
first one, so.
And it's already up, at least that I saw. So it's already up, Matt.
I just
Oh no, it's just going to premiere in 12 minutes.
So that was kinda
See
like a
you in a
teaser.
little bit, Sarah.
Okay.
All
All
right,
right.
everybody. Have a
See you
good day.
guys.
Love
Thank
you
you so
guys.
much.
Bye bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.